And I said, well, that's partially true. And he said, well, what you're saying is partially true about Africa too. He said they were like, it's everywhere though. It's like there's no place that doesn't have poverty and people aren't doing well. And he's like, actually, he told me, like, actually, when you go, you're gonna love it. He's like, you're really gonna love it. Even in places that are shitty, he's like, you're just gonna like it. You're gonna like it because you're gonna have a feeling of home and a sense of home, and you're gonna feel like you belong there. He said, when you come to America and you look around, people looking at you funny, people don't speak sometimes, people look weird, people doing crazy things. He said, over there, everybody looks just like you. And I said, well, that's the images that they give us. I was told that all African nations, well, not I wasn't told, but the images I've seen told me that Africa was a bad place, and maybe I shouldn't go over there. You know what I mean? And I told him the reason why I knew I wanted to go was because when I started doing my own digging and I started reading all these damn books I got, I started gaining knowledge of self and becoming more aware of who I am as a man and the power that I have that I can put out into the universe. I said that changed everything for me.
Yeah.
That changed everything. Going to Jamaica, because I went step by step out until I finally was able to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still haven't set foot on Africa yet, but I plan on it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that when you go, you're still trying to plot and plan how to visit other places. And I mean, of course, you're not going to hit every place, but it left us with a desire that we definitely wanted to go to West Africa or Central Africa, just different regions of that continent. And still want to visit the other places, but I think for me, I can't talk the talk that I talk without having the real investment and spending the time in the places that represent me. Because when I think comparatively to white America, they do that automatically. The problem is a lot of them, and I'm talking about ones with money, they started young. So they'll go to their countries or different places young, 10, 12. We still going down south or up north within the United States. But then I think about even our kids, even today, no matter what color, they are stuck in their communities and they don't go outside of their communities. So how can I even talk about Cameroon or Kenya when these kids have not ever been a Navy peer? They've never taken just those little bullshit boat rides. Excuse me, they haven't done any of that kind of stuff. So but also I think the onus is on us to give them the real history. How you said we grew up just seeing the stuff on TV, or even if it's on Facebook or social media, we have to demystify that. Yes, those countries may have some elements of this, but let me show you what it also is. And I think that's up to us. So, that's up to me as a teacher, as a natural teacher. Then I should listen to them and hear why they wouldn't want to visit, right? But then present the other side that's also very true.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I was effective when they had me, when I went to go do the substitute teaching and when I started doing the mentorship. To be able to tell them stuff like that, and that's true. That happened. Like, nobody in your house knows anything about history. It's like, all I know is that my grandma, my great grandma, that's all they would tell me about. I was like, man, did you know that once upon a time this whole world used to be one big ball of clay, and people used to travel from side to side all over, and black people used to run around creating different civilizations everywhere, and telling them that because they never heard it. Telling them that because they never heard it, and then giving them the actual information and where they could get it from, it blew their mind and they wanted to know more. So while I'm being told, here, this is the curriculum that they got to learn for this week, while I'm giving them the curriculum, I can drop hints in, hey, y'all can do anything in the world that y'all want to do. Y'all can travel here, y'all can go there, but let me give you some self-pride in the process, because when you don't know your history, and you don't know where you come from and who you are, it takes a lot away from you. You know what I mean? If you're like me, young, you're gonna be searching for it. Like I was searching for it all through high school. The curriculum that they were telling us that all the white people did on they made this great nation, and I was like, wait, what the hell? How y'all telling me all this, and then y'all just glossed over Africa? Like,
That's right. That's right.
y'all not gonna tell me nothing about Africa? Oh
It's
well,
why I minored in African studies for that
okay.
very reason. For that very reason.
Yeah, I was
And
like, they glossed over it. Then I got to hear about Eli Whitney and the cotton gin and all these motherfuckers. And I was like, wait, we invented the washer, the dryer, the stoplight, the heart transplant, uh, all this stuff. Like, how come we don't talk about that? And when
yeah.
I mentioned it, the teacher I had at the time told me that a black person hadn't done that much.
But see, was that a black person that
No, it
told you?
wasn't.
Right. See, that's why I'm
It
saying.
wasn't.
Yep.
But that was the reason why I started to hate school at that point.
Or they don't even with my teachers, I have to broach. Well, you know this is this time. What are you doing in honorarium of this? Or how are you discussing this with your students? Oh, I hadn't even thought about it. I'm sure you hadn't. So I think even just me being in a leadership role, just really, again, promoting this anti-racist mindset. Because now these kids are in front of you. You got to think about their lived experiences and their history. Period. That's it. That's all. And if you're not doing this, you're not going to do that by just presenting